All right, we're live. We're ready. What is up, MAMASH? Welcome back to another segment of the podcast, MAMASH.
Espérame. Was I supposed to do it too?
No, you can do it now, though.
A ver, otra vez.
All right, do it together. 1, 2, 3.
It almost sounds like no.
It sounds a little, it can get a little rated R, but
Yeah.
we're keeping it PG for now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, MAMASH. Thank you guys for coming back to this segment. We have a special guest. I'll introduce him right now. But before we get started, I want to remind you to go to patreon.com/mamash for all the exclusive behind the scenes stuff, content. We appreciate everybody who's on Patreon right now. Thank you so much. And keep subscribing. Go check out some content, some behind the scenes stuff, some cool stuff we won't post on YouTube. We post it over there. So go check that out, MAMASH. And if you guys haven't checked out the other podcasts, we have the MAMASH, all Spanish podcasts. Go watch that. We have the Yay podcast as usual. And some vlogs coming out too, so go check that shit out, MAMASH. Go scroll, get some entertainment on the channel, MAMASH. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today. We have a special guest, Adrian Bugarin.
What's up, guys?
Co-host Lonso Ramirez in the building, just chilling, vibing. And
Primos, cousins.
Primos
cousins.
Primos de vida.
That's crazy.
Hermanos de vida.
Hermanos de vida por sangre.
Simón.
Sangre.
Simón.
Sangre.
So, Lonso and you, are you guys primo hermanos?
Somos primos segundos.
Primos segundos, okay.
Porque mi mamá y la mamá de él, primas hermanas.
Are we related? Yeah, huh? No?
No.
No?
No, you guys are related and then we're related.
Oh, he's like splits it down in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
But we're connected because
of
I remember
mom.
you used to hang out when they were little.
Yeah.
You two were hanging out
When we were little kids, yeah. Excuse the band upstairs, guys. We try to fucking wait for them, but they're fucking still playing. But thank you guys for still listening. But yeah, so primo hermano, both second cousins, you know what I mean? From little kids and stuff. If you guys didn't know, Adrian, he has his own YouTube channel, has his own TikTok, social media, a lot of cool, entertaining stuff. If you're into Charreria, go check him out. A lot of cool content over there. Funny, good content.
You just hit 40,000.
40,000 on TikTok, my guy.
40,000. Well, actually, I was telling you guys before coming here. I woke up, so like for the past 4 days, bro, it's been like 3940, and then I was like, this morning when I was having breakfast, I was like, I'm not going with 39,000
To the podcast.
Dude, so I uploaded
Yeah.
a TikTok, and I knew it was going to do pretty good, but it's actually exceeded my expectations. I think it's like a 40,000 views over like 3 hours.
We got to keep you over 40,000, bro. What's the TikTok? Shout it out real quick.
So Adrian Bugarin, wherever you look at
Adrian Bugarin on TikTok. Go follow him. Let's keep him over 40,000. MAMASH. Go show
40,000.
some love.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, coach some love. That was recent. Let's talk about that TikTok that you decided to post. So you're struggling from 39 to 40. You're like, you know what? I need a good TikTok. And this fool posts a TikTok of him cleaning some doo-doo from what is it?
It's a bull,
It's
basically.
a bull, yeah.
it's a bull.
A bull, like bare hand, bro. He's not wearing no gloves. I was like, I told you, I made a comment. I was like, I don't even think I cleaned my own ass like that. He's over here cleaning freaking Toro's ass. Like, oh, it's crazy. Tell me about that. Walk us through that process for people that don't know.
So it's like when you do like Charreria has multiple things behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
This is one of them where you have to clean shit off of a bull's,
But
Yeah. So basically what we do is something called coleadero, right? En el coleadero, pues tú sales, tú saludas, pachoneas, agarra la cola, and that's when you tie the bull's leg around your leg, and you're pulling, right, to knock him down.
Knock him down.
But basically, when we're about to colear, we use this thing called Brayan, which is basically the lubricant you use for the car's bands when they're squeaky.
The belts, yeah.
Yeah, the belts. Sorry, not the band. The bandas in Spanish, belts in English. When they're squeaky, you use that.
It's like a grease kind of
yeah,
thing?
like a grease, and that thing's sticky. So when you put it on your hand and you grab the bull's tail, it sticks. But when the bull's tail is a little bit wet, that's counterproductive. So actually, instead of it being sticky, it actually gets really like slippery.
Wow.
So our job as teammates, si no somos coleadores o no vamos a colear, is to be behind in the chutes, cleaning that tail as much as we can, so that when the guy que va a colear grabs it, it actually works. The stickiness in his hand. But yeah, so that TikTok I posted today, I was like 3940, and it kept going back and forth. So I was like, I'm not going in there with 39,000 followers,
And it works.
I didn't think it was gonna work that well as as it is working right now.
So do you guys actually like go to like an auto parts store and buy from? Or,
Yeah.
or,
So I actually bring that stuff from Mexico, and I've gone
okay.
pulled aside at TSA a couple of times
They're
because
like,
they're
what
like,
the fuck?
"What do you have? Why do you have this?" You know, like it's a random material.
You're like, it's better than lotion.
Yes.
And then you wink at them.
I'd be like, close my eye and be like, it's good.
So you
Good
bring it
stuff.
over and they
Yeah.
question you. You know, it's
Well,
crazy.
I bring ropes over, and like sometimes I have my spurs and la brea and all this stuff, and they pull me aside and they're like, "Why do you have all this stuff?" And I pull up my old YouTube channel and I'm like, "Oh, it's because I'm a YouTuber and
Yeah.
I do this stuff about Charreria and like TikToker and stuff." And yeah, usually they let me go.
Yeah.
They just want to double check everything's good.
Damn, that's crazy.
What's your specialty?
Like in Charreria or what?
Sí.
Like my specialty focuses more on like the rope. Las otras suertes se enfocan más in like you're working the horse is working with the bull, right?
Yeah.
But for me it's like you're one piece with your rope. And that's my specialty, just not only using the rope but also teaching others how to use the rope and passing that along. Basically.
Okay.
You do like tricks and stuff with it too. Huh?
Yeah, so in English it would be called trick roping, basically.
Trick rope.
But in Spanish it's el floreo de soga.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we call it, yeah.
I think we kind of jumped the gun. Let's like take it back to like where you started everything. Like, what made you get into like all this? Was it in the family, or did you just kind of just see it online one day and you're like, I want to give that a try? What was like the early stages of you doing what you're doing right now?
Yeah,
as far as with the charreria.
like charreria was given to me by my dad.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like esa fue como su herencia, you know, like
Yeah.
he passed it on to me. Since I remember, like I've been on a horse and I've been doing this thing. So like horses are like second nature to me, and they've been in my life since ever. But basically, I started charreando in Mexico when I was little, and then we came to the U.S. and we did it for a while. But then we had to stop because of money. You know, money was
It's expensive. Huh?
yeah, it's expensive, and it was rough at the time, so I had to stop. And I remember I was like 10 when I had to stop, and I started doing it again when I turned 18 because I met a girl in college that did charreria. And it was funny, like I showed up to class and then we had to do an activity together, and she was like all shy. She was like, "Oh, well, I actually do this like sport, this Mexican sport where you ride horses." And I
she
was
didn't think that
yeah,
you knew?
yeah. I was
You're
like
like,
acting
I do
like
that shit too.
I was acting dumb. I was like,
Yeah.
really, like what do you mean? Like it clicked in my head right away that it was she was an escaramuza. Adilene is her name. Shout out to Adilene.
Shout out.
And I was like listening to her just being dumb, you know? And then she was like, "Yeah, we ride horses." And then there's like the guy version and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh, so you're an escaramuza." She's like, "What the heck? You know what an escaramuza is?" Like, "Yeah, I'm a charro."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Charreas?" And I'm like, "No, I actually stopped doing it because, you know, money and stuff."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You should start doing it. Like, there's teams and whatnot." And then she goes, "My dad actually has a team." I'm
shit.
like, "No way." And he's looking for floreadores, which is like los que usan la soga. And I was like, "Oh, cool. Maybe if I try out, you think he'll let me on the team?" And she's like, "Maybe." So, dude, I started busting my ass, like
Practicing?
just practicing, watching videos.
Where would you
practicing.
practice? Like, because you need a lot of space. Like,
Mm,
outside?
Just at my house. Just bought a rope, started practicing. Bro, I remember it was winter. It was snowy outside. I don't do this anymore because I'm as passionate, but like when you're starting out, you're hungry.
Yeah.
And dude, it was cold outside, and I would like put on like 3 layers and whatnot.
Just-
A veces me metía unos sogazos, bro, and it was like my nose was frozen, my ears were frozen,
shit
bro.
would
Y me
fucking
pegaba, and dude, it was bad. But I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. So the season came around, and her dad didn't make the team.
Wait, you
And-
didn't make the team?
No,
her,
like
her dad didn't go on.
her dad didn't like. He had to focus on other things that year, and he actually didn't build his team.
Damn.
So there I was, you know, I was just like, all right, I worked my ass off all this time
You're ready to go.
to be ready, and then all of a sudden, that's it. Like there is no opportunity for me. And then I saw this guy on Facebook where he posted his team,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, there's more options. Maybe I should hit someone else up.
Yeah.
So I did. I hit someone else up, and then they gave me the opportunity, which is La Familia Morales, que también les mando un saludo. They gave me the opportunity to start doing it. And when I started doing it, let me know if I'm talking too much, because
No, you're
damn,
giving
when
us
I'm
good information.
when I'm interviewing someone, it's like, am I talking too much?
No, nah, bro. You're giving us detail. You're doing great.
Information
Alright.
that needs to be.
This is like the first time I'm like on the guest
Getting
side.
asked questions. instead of
Yeah.
asking
So I'm
questions.
like, I don't know if I'm talking
No,
too
you're
much.
doing good. You're doing good.
So yeah, this guy gave me the opportunity, and I started progressing more. But I started out as a jinete, so bull riding, haciendo el paso de la muerte, which is when you jump from a good horse to a bronc, and you try to hold on. And then that's what I started doing with that team. I knew that I didn't want to be there forever because jinetes get hurt and pasadores get hurt. So I was like, I got to get to the other side, which is los hogueros. Those are guys that they get respected more and they get called over to teams because it's a hard thing to do. And so I started saving up. I remember I started saving up to go to school for this. And I actually saved up and I went to Guadalajara to go to school for this.
Oh, shit.
And this is the second time that I would end up going to school. The first time I did it in Mexico when I was 15. I learned a little bit. And then this would be the second time that I went to Guadalajara, and I was in the seminary for like a week and a half.
What type of things do they teach you there?
Just like, because I had some floreo already going, so like I already knew some tricks and stuff, but they really polished me up. They were just like, all right, these, like, we know you got this, but these are the actual basics of what floreo is. And once people give you the basics, dude, you can just fly. So that's exactly what they did.
So it helped you?
Yeah, it helped me for sure. Yeah. It helped me progress a lot. But then I later on thought about it as a career, right? Because I was already doing communication in college. Yeah. And then I was like, man, maybe I should I had started my YouTube channel as a blogger, so like traveling and stuff. So I was like, maybe I should do Charreria because I wasn't really taking off in the YouTube world. I wasn't taking off.
Like the travel side of
things? I was just stuck. Like I couldn't even hit 1K of subscribers. And as soon as I put Charreria on there, I just kind of took off.
You found like a whole community of people.
You found your
niche.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, I found my niche. Yeah. And then I knocked every other video that was in Charreria off of my channel just to keep it clean. But that's when I started doing this as a career, which is what it's turned to be. What's funny is the moment I decided to do YouTube was because I got cut off of an internship that I was going to do in California. This guy he's also a charro and has a marketing agency. I hit him up on Instagram and I said, hey man, I'm looking for opportunities. I see that you have this agency. It'd be sick to intern for you, like for free. I don't care.
Oh shit.
And he's like, yeah, send over your documents. So my resume and stuff I was supposed to send over. Y luego, in that day, my parents got hit by a drunk driver, and dude, I was distracted. You know how when you're like a first generation, or like cuando eres un Latino, you advocate for your parents here in the States because they don't know the English as well as you do. Yeah. So, dude, I was dealing with the insurances, with the cops, with everything, just to get a fair amount of money for my parents' car because they had been hit.
Were they okay?
Yeah, they were okay. But
the car,
yeah, they actually caught the driver. He hit multiple people, and then he ended up in a ditch.
It was like a hit and run?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Basically. So then, dude, I didn't send over my resume. And Arturo, which is his name, Arturo Corral is his name, which I'm so thankful to him. He doesn't know this, and one day when I see him in person, I'll tell him this. Yeah. I texted him and I said, hey man, I'm so sorry. This is what happened with my parents and stuff like that. Yeah. And he says this. He said, there's little to none Latinos in the industry, and we always get called for being late. The offer is off. So he cut me off. He said, I'm sorry, but there's little to no Latinos in the industry, and we always get called for being late. That means that I didn't send my resume on time. The offer is off. Wow. And because he cut me off that moment, I later on bought a GoPro with the $400 that I had in my bank account because I was gonna fly a ticket to California, and then I had $400 in my wallet. Well, dude, I didn't go to California. I bought a GoPro and I started doing YouTube, and then YouTube became my career. Wow. You know, which is crazy. Yeah.
It was like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And then I went to. Because I didn't go to California, I then applied to this internship to go to Japan and teach English, and then I started traveling the world because of that.
Damn, that's crazy. At the time, you probably felt like fuck.
At the time, I was like, he's so right, and I did. I felt like crap. But you with life, dude, you gotta roll with the punches.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah,
you can't stop. There's adversity everywhere.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I basically applied for that internship because my brother had already done it. He had gone to Japan already and taught English, so he kind of gave me like the green light to do that in life. And when I was in Japan, dude, I was like, dude, I'm gonna go to Spain after this. So yeah, I came back and I was still in school, and then I went to Spain. And I remember I took a rope with me, dude, and I would florear over there in the streets and stuff, and people would ask me, "Oh, eres mexicano?" I'm like, "Yeah, soy mexicano," you know, because you see this and you're like, you see Mexico, you know.
Yeah.
So it's always a big job for you to carry the suit with pride and like respect.
What's the history behind the suit?
The history
It
behind
has
it,
to be really like there's certain aspects of the suit that
Yeah.
need to be on point.
and there's a lot of details of the history, and I kind of don't want to get this wrong, but like if you look at my clothes, you know, it comes from the Chinaco. The Chinaco was the one that worked with in las haciendas, which is the farms in Mexico. And then se fue progresando porque obviamente con las labores del campo you would have to tweak it so that it would last you. You know, you have to think that we were out on the fields and we were out doing like the work with the cattle and stuff like that. So el traje viene del chinaco, después llegan los españoles, lo modifican un poco porque le agregan pues la greca, que it's the patterns that you see on the side sometimes.
Yeah.
And they would actually use different materials like gold and silver and a bunch of things like that. And it progressed to what it is now that what I'm wearing right now, which
It's like modern. This is like the modern.
yeah, this is the modern
example.
with the throwback.
Okay.
The pants that I'm wearing right now traen un aletón, que es lo que trae aquí. Que es
Can you give us like prices while you're explaining too?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, for sure. Un aletón is something that they would put on the pants more often back in the day. Now you don't see this as often, pero era como más como lo que usaba Emiliano Zapata and people in his time.
Yeah.
In terms of prices, so right now I'm wearing like a 3-piece suit, que este es un traje de faena. There's 5 categories when you look at un traje de charro. El de faena, which is the one that used to compete. El de media gala, which is you can still use to compete, but it has more of designs. The design keeps on changing. And then está el de gala, gran gala, y etiqueta, which is like that's like the top of the suits. And
you don't compete in those, right? You just
you don't compete.
Usually for different.
Yeah, usually for different events.
Okay.
An example would be we have this el de gala, this is a black suit, right? The black suit we use for special moments like a wedding or a funeral, but we don't use it to compete. Y luego ya de gala, tú le puedes seguir poniendo cosas a tu traje para que se haga gran gala y etiqueta, which is the highest rank. And we're talking about botonadura instead of being, this is leather right now, it's gold or other materials, you know?
Yeah.
There's people that actually take like old coins, they go melt them, and then they make botonaduras for their trajes and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
That's awesome.
But yeah, the one that we use the most is el de faena, which is el que usamos para charrear. And that one, if you're talking about prices, you're talking about en un pantalón unos 2,500 pesos, which is going to be hard because I'll have to translate in dollars.
Yeah. No, you're good. You could
Let's just put it like $150, something
Yeah.
like that. 150, a little simple one.
Yeah.
If you want something more crazy, it can be like 250.
But it ranges, right? Like
It ranges a lot.
Yeah.
The boots, you're talking about, if you buy them in Mexico, you're talking about $40. If you're talking about the U.S., you're talking about $110, you know?
$110. Big difference.
Yeah. And then your shirts, you're talking about $85. Your moños, which corbata, perdón, that you have here, it's you're talking about $45 to $60 depending on the type of work it has.
Yeah.
And then your hat, you're talking about another, I don't know, you want to range from $300 to, dude, you can go up to thousands of dollars on a hat depending on like the type of
Like
work.
these hats.
what
Can you
type
show the
of-
hat?
Yeah, this is a cheap hat that I have here. So this one was $150,
And
the reason why I got this hat was because it fit, and then at the same time I was like, dude, it's cheap. I don't have to take a lot care of it,
Yeah.
and I can just use it in whatever. So this one, it's gotten wet, it's gotten ran over by bulls. I've thrown it at bulls. When I get mad, I'm like, dude, yeah. And I used to take really good care of my hats, which I still do, like the more expensive ones.
Yeah.
But you just get tired, man. You're in this all day long.
Yeah, I was telling you, like it's like right now it's hot as fuck outside right now.
Yeah.
So I was asking you, are you sweating that?
Just asked them that
Yeah.
when you were gone.
Well, the crazy thing is, and I gave you both the example. You can mention brands, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. If you look at a Yeti cooler, right? Like the Yeti cooler has thick walls.
Yeah.
So this is like having a thick wall that's insulating you in the inside. So you would think that you're hot, but in reality you're insulated like with the coolness inside of you.
It's your body, yeah.
And then this hat also protects you a lot from the sun. So like it's heavy and stuff, but like in reality a veces tú te la puedes poner como para trabajar and all that, and you're
Yeah.
protected by the sun, and you're actually cooler
And it
than
feels
just a
cooler.
hat.
Just
And you're not getting burnt from your neck or anything
Yeah.
like that. So,
Yeah, you have like
Yeah.
real no sun contact just over your hands and stuff, but like
say what?
you don't have really no sun contact on you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You're
yeah.
fully
You're
covered.
fully dressed,
Yeah.
and have you ever like worked outside like on the yard and you're wearing a sweater?
Yeah,
and
fresh.
it's fresh,
Well,
right?
a lot of roofers wear
Yeah,
long
it's
sleeves,
it's more fresh than like being like
Yeah.
just
Just
yeah.
being out in it.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
When we're on the sun, we have a bunch of layers and we're actually cool inside. You have to stay hydrated, but it's not
not too
it's
bad.
not the end of the world. Yeah.
And your belt, I think. We
Oh
haven't
yeah, I
even
got the
mentioned
logo
belt.
on there, bro. Look at this.
I don't know if you can. Should I stand up or what?
Yeah, I'm about to go get me a MAMASH one. Look at this shit. You got his logo on there.
I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but
Yeah, you can see.
we got the ABC, the logo.
There we
And
go.
you can get the logo on like pretty much everything. Usually clothes you don't get it much on clothes because it's your le tienes que cuidar el respeto al traje,
like
no?
tradition.
So you're not gonna like and this is one
So
thing.
respecting.
Yeah, we're struggling with this right now because we're actually getting sponsors and stuff.
Yeah.
So some guys are already starting to put sponsors on their shirts, which that's what a soccer player would do, which that's
Yeah,
what a
of
football
course.
player would do.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, dude, you're messing up a tradition. So we're like, we're debating this in the moment.
What do you think? What do you stand on that?
I think it can be done in a respectful way.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to be filled with
Logos everywhere.
logos and all that stuff.
No.
I also think we can put it in different places. We can put it in our trailers. We can put it in our bags, like my rope bag.
Yeah.
It's actually sponsored by a company in Ciudad de Mexico, Termos RL, que les mando un saludo. They have their logo on there, and then they have my logo on there. And every time they see my bag, they see who I'm
The
sponsored by.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a respectful way to do it. But yeah, you can put the logo even en las corbatas también. Más ahora no me traje una corbata because it didn't match. Pero tengo corbata azul y pues le pongo el ABC y ya también tiene mi fierro, ¿no?
So there's ways to do it.
Yeah, there's ways to make it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
On your hat too, you can put it on the side of the hat,
Yeah.
right here. This is not a custom hat, but
Yeah.
you can put it right here too. So.
Okay, I feel you on that.
So what comes along with Charreria besides obviously the horses? I mean, competition, prizes, practices.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of
Something that surprises you.
There's
Would it be the women?
I knew you were gonna hit that. Let me take a drink of water. For that, 'cause-
Speaking of women,
Does it?
dude, it just got hot in here, man.
It does attract them, huh?
It does attract them for sure. Dicen que aunque seas feo con un traje de charro te acomodas poquito, you know. But
Some hope for you, my boy.
there's some hope for me.
yeah, I
Got the flowers
do.
in my head on. Imagine.
You can. How do I want to say this? Here's how I approach it. Yes, I do get more attraction because I'm a charro, but I never want to abuse it. Right?
Yeah, of course.
I actually want it to be the opposite. I want it to be like, I'm a charro, dude. I'm whatever. Like, I'm just another guy. Like,
Yeah.
come talk to me or whatever, right? And it's for girls. I found it to be more attractive when you're a charro y no te crees,
Yeah.
and you're just a simple guy, and they're like, damn, you're a simple guy, te ves bien creído and stuff like that. It's dude, I'm concentrated when I'm like performing. I'm concentrated. I'm not saying hi to anybody on the stands or whatever.
Yeah.
There's this girl actually from Aguascalientes. She's from Denver. Not gonna mention her name, but she saw me at a charreada once, and she's like, "You didn't even say hi and this and that and stuff like that." And then she DM'd me. She's like, "Hey, are you this guy that I just saw?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And then we actually started having a conversation on Instagram. She's like, "Damn, you're actually so nice. You seem like a total douche when I saw you at the charreada." I was like, "This is not to sound douchey, but I had no idea you were there. I didn't see you." She's like, "You look straight at me." I was like, "I'm sorry, but I was concentrated." You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you look at the stands and stuff, but you're just concentrating in your own thing.
Yeah.
There's guys that will get distracted and go say hi to girls, but I try not to. I just, dude,
Focus
a
on
lo
what
que
you're
voy,
doing.
voy.
Yeah.
No drinking, no girls. Después de
Yeah.
la charreada, it's a whole different conversation. But
For sure.
when I'm there, I'm like there to perform and do my thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to respect it a lot and not try to abuse it.
Okay.
Right. So it makes me more classy if I don't abuse it, and I am a respectful gentleman. Versus, hey, you need to go out with me just because I'm a charro.
Yeah.
That to me is not.
That's
not
not it,
cool.
yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the things, girls, and then I guess traveling. For me, it's been traveling, getting to meet people in different places. I just went to Costa Rica with some folks over there that I just met online, and they opened the doors to me to their country because I'm a charro and I do
that's
roping and all that. And then also you travel a lot and meet people, and I just said that, huh? Repetitive. What else?
So that's a pretty big sport. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
of course, you said Costa Rica.
Well, sponsors now that the channel is growing and all my social media sponsors, building new relationships like that. And the coolest thing is this one, and I forgot to mention it earlier. You asked why I started all this, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, as we saw, the opportunities in California didn't come. I bought the camera. I started the YouTube channel. I started getting more audience. And the biggest thing why I do this is the kids, bro. The kids in the sport. Why? Because there's a lot of kids that don't have the money, right? It's cool that the podcast went this way because I just talked about the money that I spent on a normal suit. I'm not even talking about this suit that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
There's kids that don't have that money, man. They can't afford it. Like for me to go to school, I had to save up, and it wasn't until I was 19 and I was able to save up money that I was able to go.
Yeah.
So I started doing the videos because I want kids to have the resources in front of their phone for them to learn, and that has always been my why. So there's Simon Sinek talks about this. He's like, there's a lot of people that know what they want to do or like how they want to do it, what they want to do, but they don't know their why.
Okay.
Right. So I started the opposite way. There's a why. The why of the kids, 100%. All the kids that I can help out, I'm there for them. Which it's mentoring, whether it's ropes, whether it's the opportunity to join the sport, whatever it is. And this is where I confuse the why and the how. I think the next one is what Charreria, and then how through social media. But there's a lot of people that do the how, and then the what, and they don't know the why.
Yeah.
So. Even influencers, when they ask me, they're like, dude, I want to start like a YouTube channel like you. I'm like, why? Well, I have a business. So what? What about the business? Like, why do you really want to, why did you start doing what you're doing? It's like if I ask you guys, right, why? And the way to get to your why is you can go seven levels down. For example, let's do this activity. Now I'm interviewing you guys.
Let's go.
So if I ask you guys, why did you start doing this project? You can answer it if you want. Why did you start doing this project?
Well, it kind of just fell in our lap, to be honest. Like, we were doing vlogs and all this, and then this one time, we just sat down and we just had a conversation, and people liked it. They liked it. It brought joy to them.
The first podcast we did, I think it was honestly, it was like the reaction what really got us to stick to it because we just tried it, Yeah. And we did our first podcast and it did great. I was like, whoa, like we got something right here.
So I'm gonna stop you right there, though, so we can make this because you're jumping into the other whys. So the first one, why is it just fall in my laps? Why did it just fall in your laps?
I think because we're just open-minded, open to try new things.
Why are you guys open-minded?
I think that's I don't know. What do you think?
Why do we? Because we just don't give up.
Why don't you give enough?
I think it comes from like childhood too. I mean, just like being in the position of like never being judged around the house, so you just kind of don't care about what people got to say out here.
Why weren't you judged around the house?
I don't know, bro. I think that's generational trauma right there.
I think it's because it's just our parents, the way they are.
I think it's just the way you were raised. Yeah, I think the way you were raised type shit.
So why do you think your parents were the way they were?
Because they experienced the opposite and they're just trying to change. They're trying to show something else.
So you see how the why becomes deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
And we just went 7 levels down, right?
Yeah, we did,
so we went from you saying it just found our laps to like, damn, this goes back to our parents and how they didn't have these opportunities maybe.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to become the opposite.
Yeah.
So that's your guys' why. You reflect so much on your parents when you sit down right here that you're trying to make the opposite come true. Maybe they worked their butt off when they came to the States, right?
Yeah.
And they try to give you a better living. And now you're just representing them in everything you do.
Yeah.
I think another why is like, because it's like we see how much joy we bring to people, making them laugh, seeing the comments that they leave.
Like that
Did you
reaction.
see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the comment that they just posted?
Which one?
They're like, I thought I was depressed, but I just wasn't keeping up with the podcast.
Yeah, but when I look at your mom, she's all laughter, bro. When
Yeah.
I look at your mom, she's all laughter. And your dad, he's serious, but he laughs. And your dad, he's serious, but he laughs.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So Simon Sinek talks about that, like you got to figure out your why. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And I always go back to my why, dude, the kids. That's it, bro.
Yeah.
The kids. And
It's
why?
like-
Is it because you didn't have the access to Charreria?
Yeah,
growing
I had
up?
to stop for 10 years, man.
Yeah.
I had to stop for 10 years. I had to build the business, and then I can enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel you.
So
It's like not detaching from like your why, not keeping that what keeps you, not detaching from your why, keeping you humble, keeping you grounded and stuff.
it's just like, dude, this gets hard. Like, I I was telling you, Alonso, before I got in here, like, it's cool that you guys are a team because you guys can motivate each other and, like, hey, you guys can keep track of each other. Like, hey, did you get the editing? Hey, did you contact that guy?
Yeah.
Like, I already see that you're the contactor, you're the editor, and, like, you know, you got people behind the cameras right now.
Yeah.
Dude, when I'm out there shooting, I'm a one solo guy. Like, I'm editing, I'm coming up with scripts, I'm looking at the cameras, I'm looking at my interviewer, and I'm looking at the questions and
the
like
audio,
the audio, the lighting, everything.
The editing.
But you know why my podcasts have been successful?
Why?
Because, dude, I do everything thinking about the kids and God's behind me.
Yeah. That's
Every
huge.
time I start something, I'm like, God, que todo salga bien. Si la cámara me falla, que el audio no. Si el audio me falla, que algo se recupere de la cámara. Dude.
Your intentions are good. Like, they're pure, they're good, and that's why. Yeah.
Sí, pues si obras bien, bien te va.
Bien te va.
O sea, if you ever give a buck to a homeless person, give it because you. No es porque te sobre, but like because you're. Like, you really want to help him out. And you're faithful that buck is going to help that guy out. Mm-hmm. Because if you also give it to just give out and it's a tax deduction.
Yeah.
Nah,
tax
bro.
deduction.
Tax deduction.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah,
like, we have to donate because it's a tax deduction. Yeah, just a write-off. But do it with face and do it with the good soul.
I have a quick question for you.
What's up?
Since we're kind of getting deep.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I don't know if we were trying to get deeper, because I know you guys is like...
Dude, this podcast can go with the way... Whatever comes to us. We don't... This isn't scripted, so...
Nice.
You know?
It's a little scripted. Oh, yes. the why questions were scripted.
the why?
The why questions I had for you, they were scripted.
And we had a whibroad over here, and Ian was reading
everything.
Them.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now.
You guys didn't know that was coming. Bro,
I was like reflecting on my whole fucking past, bro. I had like a little moment right there. I was like, damn, bro.
You're like, dude, it's because I remember you guys from like even like the shuffling days.
Yeah, bro.
Actually, the first times I ever saw someone record it was you,
really?
And you were sitting in his kitchen, and you were editing the shuffling videos. And I was like, Ian, I'm younger than you guys. Yeah. So I was like, Ian, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, no, pues aquí nomás, mira, estamos chafaleando. And I was over here.
For real,
editing.
in the kitchen?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
That.
You were
at his house?
Yeah. Damn. And I was like,
on a laptop or what?
Yeah, you were on the laptop. And I was like, damn, that seems kind of cool. And then I would watch you guys and stuff. I'm like, yeah, so I've been watching you guys for...
Yeah, we've been on YouTube for like, since like middle school, high school. People don't know, but we've been on YouTube for a minute already.
It's been a long time.
The crazy part is that followers might say, oh, you guys are pretty big now, but they don't know how much you've actually been doing it for.
Oh, yeah. And it's not even close to where we want to take it. Like 10 years from now, I can't imagine how bigger it's going to get, you know?
I feel like the success comes at a peak, though. Like, you're progressing, you're learning, and all of a sudden, boom, you take off. And then people are like, oh, that was so easy. Dude, no, I've been doing this for decades, bro. And then, like, I finally took off.
And we were just having that conversation. We were saying that, like, it comes when you least expect it. When you least expect it.
Or it's that one video or that one song or that one TikTok that just, you're like, whoa, like, I didn't think that would get that kind of reaction.
There was a TikTok I did, which is the one that has my most views. It's I think 1.2 million, something like that. Mm-hmm. Dude, en la charrería, también going back to the sport, enterramos las sogas porque la soga está hecha de lisle, que es una fibra natural. Mm-hmm. So this fiber reacts with the weather. Mm-hmm. So this is something we struggle with a lot as charros. When there's a lot of humidity, the ropes get really hard, dude, and they're almost impossible to use. Oh. And when it's really hot, the ropes get really like soft and wangas, and you can't use them either. So they have to be on their point. So one of the things as a charro is that you have to always be watching your ropes, bro, all the time. Like en la mañana antes de la charrería. No, watching them. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Es que yo no speak mucho English.
No sabo.
So no sabo.
No sepo.
No sepo. Se dice no sabo, no? Or no sepo?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Both are wrong. But basically for me, I watch my ropes in the night, in the morning, and right before I compete. Okay. Because I'm always looking at how hard they are. And then...
So, like, say, like, in that situation, the rope's not in the condition you want it to be. Do you modify it? Or
you're screwed.
You're fucked?
You're either borrow another rope or you're kind of screwed.
Can't put it in the fridge for a bit, let it cool down or something?
No, because it's actually the humidity that affects it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I got this wrong the other day. I was actually doing a video, and I said that the ropes I messed up because, when you're recording and it's not scripted, sometimes you mess up.
Yeah, of
Y
course.
yo dije que las sogas, they would soften up with the sun and they would get harder with how cold it is. But it's not true because when you get to close to 0% of of degrees, humidity also drops down. So your ropes also get wangas when it's like super, super cold because of humidity levels going down. So one of my mentors actually reached out and he's like, "Hey man, I saw this video. I don't think it's right." And I said, "No problem. We'll knock it down. We'll redo it. It's not a big thing. I just want the information to be correct."
Okay.
So where was I going with this? Yeah. So the humidity is what affects the ropes, and we were talking about something before this. God damn it!
I forgot to.
I was going somewhere. I was going somewhere. I had something good with that.
But either way, there's a whole science behind that shit, and people don't fucking realize.
People just think you're swinging a rope around.
Yeah,
rope, you gotta. Yeah, that's crazy.
So basically, my thing is how can I also explain the science of it? Because in the future, me enfoco mucho en la psicología de la charrería, right? You just like any other athlete, dude. Psychologically, you have to work your mind. Yeah. When you're in the shoe and you're about to ride a bull, bro, it's like, all right, man, like we gotta be in here. We can't be double like
dangerous too.
It's dangerous. But if you're doubting yourself, you're gonna get hurt. Yeah. You have to be comfortable what you're doing, and then when you say, all right, let's go, boys. Boom, that chute opens, and you gotta enjoy it, bro. You gotta enjoy it. If you're nervous and you're thinking about other things, bro, like that bull's just gonna knock you off. Damn. But in my content, I tried to talk a lot about la psicología. La psicología de la soga, la psicología del charro. Trust yourself. I'll give you little nuggets of like, we're doing this, but I'm gonna give you a little nugget in life, like the why that we just talked about right now. That's a little nugget that you might go home tonight. You might think about it. The videos, it's the same thing. Why? Because after you watch my video, not only are you gonna learn about la soga, but also, you're gonna also feel inspired, and then you're gonna start thinking about my work, and then that's how I built the community. And then that's how I influence people, basically.
Yeah, I feel like if someone can learn from you, not only like about like what they're doing, like what you do, but also leaving them with like that little nugget of gold that you like a little mental nugget of gold with them. I think that goes a long way because they keep coming back.
It's an addiction, right? When you hear something cool from someone, let's say there's this Spanish guy called Diego Dreyfus, and I post about it on my story once in a while. He's a philosopher of life, dude, and he'll talk about, like he said this the other day. He's like, if you're asking of how much a tattoo costs, don't get a freaking tattoo. You don't have the money for it. Yeah. The day I get tattooed, I call my assistant, hey, bring my tattooer. Me estoy fumando un puro. I'm having a whiskey. I'm getting tattooed. I'm enjoying this at its finest. I tell her to pay him. I go on with my day. Yeah. It's not about like, oh, how much money do you have, right? Because it's more about like when you're ready for something in life, you don't have to think about it twice. Yeah. You don't have to. When you guys are ready to move to a bigger studio, which you guys are going to, because your project is growing, you're not gonna say how much. You're gonna say, it's okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right? Because you're ready for that. Yeah. You're ready for that move. And so same thing with my content. I'll give you like little nuggets. This guy, which he's in France, le mando un saludo a mi amigo de Preservando la Esencia, from YouTube too. I met him in person finally in Mexico, and he told me, he's like, dude, you know what you have in your hands? I was like, no. He's like, one time you were making a video of how to rope around the horse, and you're like, you have to extend your hand, but also believe in yourself. And he's like, with that line that you said, you caused something in me. You're like, I have to believe in myself. I can't just like extend my hand. I have to believe that I'm going to do it. Ever since he told me that, dude, I've been like putting those little nuggets here and there.
Yeah. And that's knowledge. That's something that you like, that's things that stick with you. You know what I mean? It's like you can give someone, like how you say, call it like a nugget, or you can give someone like $100. You know what I mean? What's going to stick with them for forever? The $100 or those nuggets that you just dropped on them, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah. It's like what they say, like you either fish for someone or you teach someone how to fish.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's really huge, yeah.
So
that's huge.
And the thing about helping people, dude, is like people don't get it, but it's the best business in the world. Wow. The other day, so I met this girl online from Colima, and she was telling me how there was this little kid in her town that he didn't have shoes. His mom was a drug addict, and he didn't know who his dad was. And so she tells me that every time before going to work, this kid says hi. And the only reason why this kid says hi is because he wants her to give him 10 pesos, 10 pesitos para que se pueda ir a la tienda. And he's like, que te vaya bien. And then she's like, yo ya sé que es para que yo le dé dinero 10 pesos. So she tells me about this kid, and I'm like, dude, I'm falling in love with this kid. Seriously, like from what she's saying, all this stuff. And then one day she says, he's struggling with shoes and stuff, and I gave him some shoes for my little niece, she. And I was like, nah, like go buy him like actually kid shoes, you know?
Yeah.
Like help me out, and I'll donate him. And so she did. She went to go buy him shoes and stuff like that. Well, I got a text the other day saying, hey, se llevaron el güero a un rancho, because his grandma was trying to give him away. Yeah, she's like, se llevaron al güero a un rancho. And then he said this. He's like, he told me to tell you que dile al muchacho de los caballos that someday when I grow up, I'll pay him back. And dude, I was on the phone and I got that text, dude. I started pouring down, bro. I was like, fuck. Like dude, I couldn't hold myself. I was like, God damn. Even right now, I get emotional, you know. But like, I was like, damn, this is what life is. This is this kid who is, dude. He's 8. He's fighting with life, and he's fighting with purpose, and he's fighting with his mom being a drug addict, and he's being given away to someone's family. And so I got this text, and I had to go on with my life knowing that I might not hear from this kid again.
Yeah.
But the best business is helping others, because that same girl impacted me in the way where I was like, dude, this girl helps out so many kids and so many people in Mexico that my brain switched. And one day I went to get burritos in the morning, you know, and coming out there was a homeless guy. I had to stop giving money to homeless people because sometimes you're only hurting them because they go and buy other things. But it just clicked in my head that this girl was helping people, and I was making excuses of why I wasn't helping people like I used to. Yeah. So this is why it's important to be surrounded by good people, right? Literally. I gave the guy $2. $2. I had $5 in my wallet. I'll be honest. I only gave him 2. Dude, I get home, and on Facebook, I get a notification. Hey, you qualified to monetize your videos on Facebook.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and the first video, one of the first videos got like, I don't know how many views and stuff, and it said your estimated revenue is $210 for this upcoming month. Dude, those $2 turned into $200 within 2 hours. At the end of the day, I applied for the monetization on Facebook and stuff like that. I didn't end up getting those $200 because it didn't qualify. For some reason, because of the time I put the application, the segment, the pay period closed. I only ended up making 60 cents from just $210 that it was estimated for me to earn. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So it gave you the estimate of what I could have made. This is what I actually made. Yeah. And that's because I wasn't in the monetization program yet. Okay. But it doesn't matter. To me, what mattered was this is what I could make one day. Yeah. From those $2 that I made, and God, the universe gave me the opportunity to now monetize my videos on Facebook, which Facebook ni siquiera le estaba poniendo atención. I just started, and we're about to hit like 6,500 followers over 2 months. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And dude, it's the best business out there. If you guys ever help people out, it will come back to you. Yeah. There's a good karma out there too.
There is good karma out there for sure. That's crazy.
And it all goes back to your why.
Literally. Damn, bro.
Oh, and get this. That same girl, this is why I love social media, because you meet random people all over the world.
Yeah, you connect everyone.
Just yesterday, I met this guy from Guadalajara who works with horses too, and it's a whole different story. But, dude, you just make people. You make friends, lifetime friends, just like that with the DM. People think DMs and they're like, oh, you're hitting on someone. No, dude, I think DMs and I'm thinking of like who's gonna be in my next relationship in life. Yeah. Right. Who's gonna be the next person that affects me in a positive way. Yeah. That same girl had another nephew who watches my YouTube videos or my TikToks, and she uses her grandma's phone. And one day she was in the kitchen. The girl and her mom were in the kitchen, and she was scrolling through TikTok. Y luego le hace la señora, look, this is the kid. This is the guy who who let's call the little kid Armandito, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy who Armandito watches.
Uh-huh.
She's like, and it was you.
Oh,
and she
shit.
told me that.
She
She was
told you
like,
that.
she was like, I was like, did you tell him that you knew me?
Uh-huh.
She's like, no, I didn't. I didn't want to take that away from her.
Yeah.
But like, she told me, she's like, my nephew watches your videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to let you know you're doing a good job.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
She pushing, bro. Feels good, huh?
I was like, oh my god. So just within her, there was 2 kids that I was affecting in different ways. So yeah.
That feels good. It keeps you pushing. Lets you know you're doing something right. Especially if kids like it, come on.
Yeah,
You know?
and if it's a positive way too, because you can
Yeah.
be doing some stupid stuff and you affect them in a negative way, you know.
Yeah, I feel you on that for sure. How's your kind of getting off topic? How's your love life right now? You got a girlfriend?
I knew you were gonna ask that. Does he have a girlfriend?
Does he have
Do
a
I have a
girlfriend?
girlfriend? Can I have a drink of water, please?
You got a girlfriend?
Hearing his love life fucking gives me headaches.
I want to hear this shit, bro. Let's hear this shit.
You thought mine was,
You know why I asked,
mine
though,
was
'cause-
complicated?
Wait, why?
I went. Huh? I'm asking because I went through your YouTube and you had a girlfriend that you were doing like a kind of like a channel with kind of thing.
Yeah.
Are you still with her?
No, we're not together. We broke up a year ago.
What happened there?
I think we. So the hard part about my life, dude, is I keep on going. Like
Yeah.
I'm moving fast.
You need somebody who's gonna move with you.
Well, I need someone who's gonna meet me in the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah.
She's a great person. There's
Yeah.
nothing I can say negative about her. We had our things, and como todas parejas tienen estos problemas y todo eso.
Yeah.
But what I like to say about my exes, dude, there's a reason why I picked them, right?
Yeah.
They're all badasses. They
Yeah.
are all great women, and dude, I will brag about them all the time.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I do more than love them, even though I'm not with them anymore.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I saw that my ex was going out and about, and she was really happy with the relationship.
She's in a new relationship.
No, she was getting to meet this guy,
Oh, okay.
and we're friends. The one we met, that we saw at the baile, remember?
Yeah.
The one, yeah.
Wait,
I
is
said-
this are you talking about the ex from the YouTube channel, or is this a different ex?
This is a different ex.
Oh,
I've
okay.
had 5 girlfriends, so
Damn.
yeah.
For
I had
real.
2.
But I've been with them for like at least a year.
Long term?
Yeah.
They all
long
hurt
term.
the same or no?
No.
There's always that one, no?
There's always that one. There's always the love of your life, and there's always the girl that's right for you.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 different girls in your life. The one that's the love of your life, and the one that's right for you.
What's the difference?
Difference is the love of your life. You're gonna love them no matter what, even though they're not for you.
Yeah.
The girl that's right for you, you might not love him as much, or you might love him, but you respect each other so much that she's right for you.
Yeah.
And she's gonna do her thing, you're gonna do your thing, and at the end of the day, you're gonna pan out. So I sent her a message, dude, and I was like, dude, I am so happy for you. Like, seriously, I am truly happy for you. And you have to be careful because you also can't be an ex coming back into her life and sending her DMs and stuff.
And she's with
Yeah, if she was with
So
someone.
respectful, yeah.
I knew that she's just getting to know him. She's not still going out with him. And I was like, dude, I am so happy for you. You look great, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's just being part of, like, dude, you got to love those
Like
people
maturity.
that you once said you loved. If you truly loved them, you're always going to love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to answer your question is like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm talking to someone.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a great girl. I just met her on my trip to Mexico. And a
See
day
where
at a
that
time,
goes.
you know?
Yeah, see where that goes.
Yeah, a day at a time. She's amazing. She's also a TikToker / influencer.
Oh, that's cool. So she understands your world.
Yeah, last night
Yeah.
we were on the phone and I was telling her, I was like, hey, this is a TikTok that I'm gonna air out on Monday, and this is the one that I'm gonna air out on Tuesday. She was like, yeah, I like this one, but I think you should change this one. So that's why I'm saying, like, with that girl that you're talking from YouTube, like, we clicked on so many levels, but when it came to like influence,
She
I
didn't
thought,
understand your world as much.
I thought that I think that she has a more private life, you know,
Okay.
and it was hard for her to come out on my videos, especially the videos that you're talking about. One time I added it up, and she has over 400,000 views on my channel in the videos that she's in.
Wow.
And the videos that she was in, they would work.
Well, the people like that.
Yeah, people like
seeing
the
that.
love life. They love
yeah.
like, oh my god, they're so perfect.
Yeah,
type
see
of
what their
stuff.
life's about and stuff like that.
Which that wasn't my intention, but like sometimes you get that idea and you don't see. Como dice la canción, detrás de la puerta metida los platos, you know. Like sometimes they don't see that, where you have those arguments and you're fighting and stuff. Not fighting, but those arguments.
Yeah.
So yeah, no longer with her. She actually moved on with her life. Dude, you gotta love that they moved on with their life as long as
For
they're
sure.
happy.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy for you. And yeah, you gotta move on. There was a point where I was sad. Remember? You remember? We
Yeah.
did a podcast and I was depressed. I was sad. I I was going through a hard breakup. I thought I was gonna marry that girl.
Yeah.
But hey, life goes on, and I'm so glad she was in my life. Seriously.
Yeah.
Si no te mata, te hace fuerte in so many ways. So
That's true. Love is crazy, bro.
yeah.
I think Lonso gave up on life, bro. On love, I mean.
On love?
Yeah.
I stopped looking for it.
Well, maybe that's the good thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love gave up on Lonso, bro.
Why do you think it's so hard to fall in love nowadays?
I think just girls have.
Es que te va a escuchar el amor de tu vida.
It's an iffy subject. Well, we just talked about it on the podcast. I think just girls are they have their priorities messed up nowadays.
They're changed.
They're different.
Pero ¿te has fijado que las de México son un poquito diferentes?
Oh, yeah.
¿Poquito?
Poquito,
Mucho.
Mucho
más.
Mucho.
Sí.
Yeah,
Las costumbres, just the morals,
Los valores.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, bro.
What do you think? Why do you think it's hard?
Hard to fall in love?
Now? Because we always talk about this.
Yeah.
We always when we're together. We always talk about.
What I'm laughing is like, why did you say my love life was complicated?
Well, if I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know much, but 5, bro, that's crazy.
I don't know, bro. I feel like every time
girlfriends?
I meet up with you, you're talking to me about a different girl.
Yeah. Oh shit! Damn, it's making me sound bad. Yeah, but I do that on purpose. You know why? Because I want your opinion. I want your reflection of what you think of what I'm thinking. I'm not doing it to like. I'm not gonna go to a person that's not at my level and ask him, "What do you think about this girl?"
Yeah.
Because the way I'm talking about the girl that I'm talking to right now, your reaction is what I consider to be effective in my life, not what people think about me on social media or what they say about me.
Because you want to care, you want opinions about people who actually
you
actually care about, and you know
me. And when I tell you Alonso right away, I'm like, Alonso, this girl. You're like, move on. And I've done that because there's a lot of things you do, nonverbal communication, that I look at that I'm like, okay, I see where how he's looking.
Yeah.
And I go to my mom too, and I tell her, Mom, esto y esto. And so even if it's a message that I've talked to her, pero si yo me ilusiono o yo pienso en esa muchacha más de 2 veces en el día, I have to tell someone so that I get their reaction, their reflection.
And what do you think about my reaction and reflection of the one that you just told me about?
When I told you about her, it was like, the reaction I got from you was a reaction I knew I was going to get because you know her from social media. And on social media, you have to think about this way. The Yay podcast, when you guys sit down, a veces van a pensar, no manches, they're so funny. They laugh about like just random ass stuff. Because I've heard you guys' podcasts when I'm at work. And I'm like, if these people only knew how big of a minds they actually have.
Yeah.
Behind the business they're running, like you would be surprised of how they actually think. Yeah. Sitting down with me, this is probably a more serious podcast.
Yeah, more
because I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
Your content is
my image, everything.
Your image is everything.
You're very well spoken too. That's one thing that
appreciate it. Thank you.
Very
in
well
both
spoken.
English and Spanish.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Because I remember when you first got here, you didn't know anything.
Nothing. No English.
You didn't know anything.
Nothing.
I remember the first day actually we met.
Yeah.
At my grandma's house, we were fighting.
Why?
This motherfucker was trying to choke me. Yeah, you remember? No? Yeah, we started fighting, and you got on my back, and you started choking me. I flipped you over, and then that's when my mom and your mom came.
And then they started fighting for us. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude, it's been one of my goals. If I can speak both languages at least 90%, dude, I'm solid. Where were we going with this?
We're talking about the girl.
They're talking about the girls, the reflection of the girls, and then I know.
The mindset behind.
I was like, if these guys only knew what their mind is behind the Yay podcast, the projects, everything you guys are doing. Like I know it because I get to chill with you guys outside of the cameras. So this girl, right? If you get to talk to her in the mind that she has, the grid that she has, the grind, the everything. Just last night before going to bed, she was like, okay, we're on the phone. She said, what are you thankful for? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, before going to bed, let's name out the things we're thankful for. And she goes, I'm thankful for life, for for my house, for my job, for the food I ate today. So like going off of all these things that she's thankful for, right? For my followers, and I'll probably miss some here. And then it was my turn, and I got dark, bro. I got deep. I was like, I'm thankful to be alive. She's like, why? What do you mean? So and this is something I haven't talked about, but in 2020, it was February 14th. Sorry, March 14th, 2020.
Around COVID.
Yeah, around COVID, right when COVID hit. Dude, I suffered an anxiety attack, and then I ended up in the hospital.
Damn.
So I had signs of depression already before that anxiety attack. But depression and anxiety, I think, are two different angels. I want to call it angels. They're not curses. They're not. No son enfermedades. In the way I think about it, they're angels, because you are experiencing something that no one else is experiencing with you. It's almost like a drug that's taking you to a third level. And you know, when people say like, "Oh, I did mushrooms," and like you're in this world where you are actually able to think about your stuff and like realize, and things click in your head, and like all these things happen in your life. Dude, when I got this anxiety attack, I had no conscience of what I was doing. I even thought about taking my life away. I had suicidal thoughts. And this is why I love my exes. I actually called one of my exes because I knew she had anxiety attacks before. She saved my life. She's my angel. She called my family down in Mexico. My family then called my aunts here in the States. Within 15 minutes, bro, there was people with me. And I remember me laying down, bro, and I was like, my mind was gone. And I remember my cousin, she just threw the knife that I had in front of me, where I was like, if I don't get help, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to end this. That's where my mind was clicking. Damn. Next thing you know, and this is how much I love communication and cameras. Next thing you know, I'm grabbing a camera, and we're heading to the hospital. Dude, I don't know why I grabbed the camera. I really don't. It was just my instinct to grab the camera. And next thing you know, when I woke up in the hospital. And that moment was like, did you try to take your life away? I was like, I guess so. I was like, I don't know. They put me to sleep, and then the next morning they took me to a suicide prevention clinic. I was in there for a week. This is when COVID happened. People couldn't visit me. And no, I couldn't talk to people. I tried calling my ex just to thank her because of everything she did for me. Couldn't get through. Someday I will be able to do it in person. She has a husband now, and I will first ask permission. Like, hey, can I talk to your wife? I just have to say thank you for everything that you're doing, or she did for me. And in that moment, it clicked in my head. I was like, dude, I am not crazy. I am not suffering like all these people in this clinic. Life is a beautiful moment. And last night, I told the girl, I was like, I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm thankful for all these things. And when you talk about what kind of reaction that I have, you did the same reaction that I would have expected because you know her on that level of like a TikToker. I know her on a level of like, there's a mind behind that TikTok. There's a mind behind all her work. And she told me last night, she was like, I think you're going to make me better as a person. I was like, I don't want to change you, but if I rub off something that makes you positive in a positive way, that's cool with me. And I already see positive things happening in my life because of her. And I told her, I said, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if we're going to end up in a relationship, if we're going to be friends, but I'm thankful and I want to keep you in my life. And that's where I stand.
Damn, man, that's crazy.
So,
that was probably a tough time then, a crazy time.
I remember that. I remember when we all got the news that you were in the hospital.
And
I was like, what the fuck?
Did you see it coming, or how was it on your end as a family member?
I knew there was some things you were dealing with, but I never pictured it to be that big.
Like for me to end there.
Yeah.
Did you think when you like grabbed like I'm going back to the camera thing, I don't know why, but the camera thing, like did you think like was it kind of like a documenting kind of thing that you were trying to do there?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe I was like, this is gonna be a good story someday. as dark as it sounds.
But even if it's just for you, you know, even if you don't like, it's just maybe you grabbing that camera was like this is just me.
Who was it that showed up?
It was Liliana and my Marina Virginia, and then my two sisters in life, April and Lisbeth, who give them a shout out too.
Shout out.
They were there. There's an image of me that they took there. And dude, I post it every year. I post it because it's like it's my birthday. It's my actual birthday is January 18, 1998. But like to me, my second birthday is the day March 14, 2020.
Wow.
So.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
So there's going back to the camera, but also like going back to like what is it behind the person that, and that's why they do what they do, right? My mom told me, she's like, "Mijo, do you want me to talk about this? Do you want me to keep it a secret?" I'm like, "No, Mom, let's talk about it. The more we talk about it, the more awareness we raise." Yeah. And hopefully some parent who's hearing this, if there's signs of your kid like going through this, like now's the time to act. Like don't wait until you're crying at the hospital because something did happen, or you're burying your kid. And remember when we buried Matt and Mono? Remember that in high school?
Yeah.
I think we got so close because of that. Yeah. And there's that one time, we were doing the celebration for Matt and Mono, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, I love you." I was like, "What the heck?" Like that was one of the only times in my life where someone had told me that generally. And that's why I keep this fool around my life, even though he's annoying sometimes.
Yeah, I've been there. But I've seen it.
He's all right. He's
okay.
Yeah, he's all right. So,
he's only cool on the weekends.
Cae bien.
El güey.
A veces sí es como bien crédito, pero you have to be confident too. That's the thing we get hate on. I think once in a while. I don't know how you think about this, but the way I think about it is like when I arrive to a place, dude, I have to hacer presencia. I have to walk in and I have to have people look at me. Yeah. No por creído, but I have to. Tengo que tener un porte. El día que yo me vista de charro también. And the day you say hi to me, I'm the nicest person you're gonna meet. Right? How do you think about that? Because I feel like you carry yourself the same way at times.
I think your first impression is everything on people. So you should be very. Just be like, just be a stand-up guy when you walk into a place.
But also be yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, be yourself. Yeah. But still carry some,
some like respect, some morals, some values. You know
it's
all
respect at the end.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure.
But it's good respect, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good respect. Yeah.
Because the opposite can also be true. Like, si eres un creído bien, pues un creído, like.
I think I just go as like just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, the golden rule.
But do you think? But sometimes. The way you want to be treated is not the right way to treat them, I think.
How so?
So to me, it's like I want to be treated in the loving way, and one of my love languages is physical touch. So I want to be treated with physical touch, but to some people, physical touch is not.
Yeah, it's not in their life.
And it's not in their life. So I treat others how they want to be treated, and I expect others to treat me how I want to be treated.
Yeah, that's a good example.
I would change it up a little bit, maybe in that scenario.
No, I get what you mean. It's true.
But you can go with some base values, which is be respectful. Yeah. There's a saying out there: I'm not scared of anybody, but I'm respectful to everyone and everything.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not scared to jump off a cliff, but I'm gonna be respectful of the cliff. And if I do ever jump, I'm gonna probably wear a parachute. Yeah. Right. So. Yeah, those are the things I just keep in the back of my head, going back to the why.
Yeah, the why is huge.
In life, yeah. But yeah, that's the girls topic, I guess.
I think we're very similar when it comes to that topic.
The girls topic?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a complicated topic.
It is a complicated topic.
And you know what, though? I don't know if I should say this, but, like, I don't think you struggle to get a girl.
No, he doesn't. I've seen it.
This guy has.
I think he struggles to keep girls away. Bro, I see it, bro.
To keep girls away, or to keep them with you, or to keep them around.
Or keep them around, man.
Keep them around, right?
Keep them around's hard too.
Yeah.
It's easy to get. It's not easy to get a girl, but I feel like it's easier to get a girl than to keep a girl around.
Right.
That's where it gets a little complicated.
Or to keep that relationship going.
Yeah, exactly.
But and so like from what I've seen, I was like, I don't think it's hard for you to meet a girl. You can communicate. You smile to them and like they're like, oh, Lonso, and to me the way I look at it is like you also have to know how to manage that. How do I keep myself in a classy form even though I have the opportunity to do a bunch of stuff with a bunch of ladies that I meet or something like that? Yeah, it's complicated. It's a
love is a tricky world.
Yeah,
bro, but. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Anything else? Any last comments? Any last
Saludos.
Last words of advice. Any saludos you want to tell? Get out there.
Sponsorships.
How long have we been going for? I don't know.
For 105.
105.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
Is that one good too?
Now we're in 6.
Any upcoming news?
Yeah.
Plug your Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, if
People you want to reach out to.
if people really want to follow me after everything las mensajes que dije, they can look me up as Adrian Bugarin
On everything.
on everything, honestly, every platform.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to message me because you have a kid who needs my help or mentorship or whatever it is, don't hesitate in doing it. That's another one thing that I did with platforms is, remember how I had the Instagram where I had close to 7,000 followers and stuff like that? It was my old Instagram. You told me, you're like, why did you change it?
Yeah.
Dude, I stopped getting messages from people, and I want people to message me. I want people to DM me because most of the people probably need something from me.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of followers, people are going to think that you're not going to reply.
Yeah.
And I kept on getting these comments like, oh, I didn't think you were going to reply. And I deleted that. I deleted the Instagram. I started a new one so if people can want to reach out, they can reach out through Instagram.
Reach out, guys.
But did you mention lastly brands and projects and all that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your brands, any...
Yeah, I guess shout out to my sponsors, Termos RL. They sponsor me in terms of bags. Corral Botines, they sponsor me in terms of
Oh yeah, I had a
boots.
question about the boots, real quick.
Yeah.
When you're competing, what kind of style of boot do you wear?
So this is like my going out boot.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see it, but like...
Are they botines or are they like full?
Sí, estos son botines, tiene que ser
Okay.
botín.
Okay.
Pero hay diferentes botines. Este botín tiene la costura por fuera. I don't know if I can... Dude, I don't know.
How tall do they go up? Do they go up pretty high?
No.
No, they're short. Oh, okay,
They're short.
okay, yeah.
But...
And when you compete, is that the same kind of style of boot you wear?
No, yo uso para competencia uso un botín que no tiene la costura por fuera. Porque when I put my foot in el estribo, a dangerous thing is that if it gets stuck,
Oh, your
the
leg
horse
gets
can drag
stuck.
you
Oh,
when
yeah.
you fall off a horse.
Oh, okay.
So I keep these for presentations and for events like this, and they also match my shirt, my jacket. So that's why I do it.
And like the lengthwise, it's the same length up top, like up here?
Yeah, it's always the same. It's never a bota.
So everything's the same except for the costura, correct?
Yeah, the costura, and then
okay.
obviously materials, and el tacón también es muy importante porque el tacón, si está muy alto, you're more likely to fall.
Oh, okay, so you want some small.
At least in my case, I try to go for un tacón que esté bajito.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a girl when she wears high heels.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a 3-inch, I mean, I don't know about high heels,
Yeah.
but like, if it's a 3-inch high heel versus a 5-inch that I think happens, they're gonna have more trouble walking with
balance and everything.
Yeah, with the higher
I feel
tacón. So the same thing with me. I compete with a small tacón, and usually if I can, I'll tell my sponsor, hey, can you send me a small tacón? So yes, shout out to my sponsor, Corral Botines. In terms of products for horses, I got Equinotec, which is a company that I just started working with from Guadalajara on this Mexico trip that I went to.
Oh yeah.
In terms of what else? Damn, I probably missed some.
Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, dude. Well, first of all, you guys for.
Appreciate
There's
you
one
for
more
coming
sponsor I
on
want to mention: Talabartero Arte Mexicano y Paco Cerón de Rancho La Biznaga for the ropes.
Shout out.
Shout out to them. Hopefully, I don't miss sponsors right now because I'll get in trouble. Thankful to you guys for the opportunity.
Thank you for coming on too.
Yeah,
we've been wanting to do this for a minute, just
A long
scheduling
time.
and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we kind of got it out. And then fucking.
Well, I hope it's a good episode and it.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. I feel like a lot of
I'm
people
pretty
pick
sure
some
your
shit up.
viewers will appreciate this side of you being interviewed
Yeah, for real.
because you're always on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you done a couple interviews?
No, this is the first.
Very first.
That's why I was telling you guys,
Yeah.
like, dude, let me know if I'm talking too much.
No, you
'cause
did good. You killed it, bro.
I
You
can go-
dropped some gems on 'em for sure.
Dude, I can go for a long time, but maybe that's not. I don't know. The chemistry of your guys' podcast might be more of a chat type of thing.
No, it was good. It was good.
But it's different being on this side because of what you're saying. Like, oh, they actually get to know my story. And not just like the perfect Adrian who has his life all figured out and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they see all the nice and polished Adrian dinner. Which is I think in a good way because they see it like, oh, like this guy's human just like us, you know.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's not perfect. Like he's out here grinding just like us.
Dude, I'm on the same boat with people. The guy that I just contacted last night on social media, he has a project that he just started. And I called him and I texted him. I said, "Hey, I see that you're just starting out your project. I just want to say you're a badass. You're good at what you're doing. You have my full support. And if you need anything, let me know." Comes back with 7 questions about YouTube and stuff. I answered them, dude. I was like, "Do this, do this, do this, do this." I was like, "I'm speaking from 7 years of experience. If it works, good. If it doesn't, just take my advice or do or don't take my advice." And he told me, he's like, "Se ve que eres una persona muy sencilla, like just a simple guy." And kind of how you're saying, dude, I'm just human too. I'm trying to figure it out at times.
Yeah, we're just winging it, I feel.
Yeah, there's 3 Adrians in my life, basically. Have I told you this concept? The 3 Adrians? No? Mm-hmm. Just to wrap it up, I guess. Yeah. So in my life, there's 3 Adrians that I work with, and I switch depending on what I'm doing and where I'm at.
Okay.
So number 1, it's kind of like a pyramid, right? Adrian number 1, he's the business guy, right? He's the investor. He's the one that's looking at the long-term goals. Right now.
Thank you for reminding me. Oh, I got one more question.
Oh, okay. He's like the investor. He's looking at long-term goals, the properties, because one of my passions is real estate. So he's looking at that, financials. He's the one that budgets for the 6 upcoming months of the year. Yeah. Dude, he's a big thinker. I only allow him to come out to my life 3 times a week, because he's a stressful ass human being. He stresses me out, man. Like the Adrian, number 1 Adrian, dude, he just thinks hard about numbers and a bunch of stuff. Number 2, he's the communications guy. He's the one that goes to the gym. He's looking at his physique. He's the communicator, the one sitting with you guys right now, the one making the TikToks, the one who is traveling and making all these videos with the brands.
Like the fun one.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that works. You know, he's the one that just goes at it. He's the one that sits in the office and works for the city of where we live right now. He's the one that brings the money home. He brings the money home. And then there's the number 1, which this guy is really important to me because I just developed him. He's the one who doesn't give an F, who gets a budget from Adrian number 1. And Adrian number 3, dude, he just enjoys the moment. Okay. That's his only job, to enjoy the moment. There's a carnita asada, Adrian number 3. Yeah. I have to think about investments, Adrian number 1. Yeah. I'm sitting down with you guys right now, Adrian number 2. Yeah. There's a lot of entrepreneurs and there's a lot of people who went their 20s just grinding, bro, just working. Yeah. And guess what? They missed out on a lot of things of enjoying the moment. And they asked these entrepreneurs, what would you do different? I'd go back. I'd go back and I'd go to a little party. I'd go back and I'd go to a little carnita asada. I would enjoy the moment more. You can do it. Yeah. As long as you don't lose track of the long-term goals.
And I feel like I've just seen that new Adrian, the 3rd one.
Yeah.
With the carne asada we just had at your house. I've never seen you like that. Never.
What did I do though?
Just like singing, drinking, having a good time, cooking food for everybody. Like I've never seen that side of this guy.
Wow. You've known him your whole life.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I feel like right now you're just finally enjoying, like, not necessarily the party life, but like you're enjoying yourself more. You're coming out with us more often.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed it right on the dot. And you know why? Because this one on Gary V was the one that said, he's the one that said, dude, I'd probably go back and I'd enjoy a little bit more. Yeah. And this other guy from Just Theory, the YouTube channel, is pretty big too. He was the one that said, dude, from 20s to 30s, I just grinded and I don't remember much of what I did. So I was like, that's happening to me. I've been at it since I was 19, when my parents moved back to Mexico, and I've been here by myself. Dude, I have been just working and grinding and just going at it, traveling the world, thankfully, but it's been a hard life. Y luego todo vivirlo solo, ¿sabes? Sin toda mi familia en México and just here by myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just turned 25. This is in January. I just turned 25. I have 6 months to figure this out. Because once I hit 25 in 6 months, I only have the other half of my 20s left until I hit 30. Yeah. And I have to enjoy this. But also, I can't lose track of
Your goals.
The goals.
Yeah,
what we've been
stretching.
working for, the YouTube channel, the properties, everything.
Yeah.
So then I was like, dude, figure it out. 1 month before turning into that half point, I figured out the 3 Adrians. And you're right. The other day, I flipped to Adrian number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just there. I
You
was
had a
just
blast.
chilling, bro.
Live in the moment.
I had a budget from Adrian number 1. He says, you have X amount of dollars. Spend it however you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't go over that. And Adrian number 3 is like, aye, captain. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a good time. And the hard part is that my followers are now seeing this part, which I've smoothly introduced because, dude, this whole time they've only seen me at the gym at 11 p.m. Working at the office, charreando. They've never seen this part, but dude, I have to enjoy it too. Si no se me va a ir la vida y puro trabajar y no enjoy it.
No having fun.
You said you had a question about when I mentioned properties and stuff.
Oh yeah, the property that you purchased in Mexico. By the where was it?
Mérida, Yucatán,
Yeah.
by the beach.
Yeah. Talk about that. Because my goal is later on in the future to buy a piece of land right next to where you're at.
What is it? Like kind of like.
It's just a gated community that they're developing. So I started investing. So the reason why I invest is because that's where I hold my money.
Yeah.
I don't hold it in the bank because it devalues itself.
Yeah.
Basically, every time I make money, I just see where I put it. If you look at my bank accounts, I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am, you know when you see a pretty girl at the bank and then you're like, oh, she's gonna look at my bank accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
You're like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
Tengo $2 y you wanna go out?
But little does she know, you got more in different investments that are worth more than your bank account.
Yeah,
That
so
makes
like,
sense?
like my bank account doesn't reflect, and I don't want to say I'm rich. Heck no, I'm nowhere close to being rich or like, dude, I'm barely just starting out. Like seriously, you know, the way you gotta think is that one day you're gonna have all these things, and we've talked about it all the time, dude. Like one day I'm gonna have it.
Yeah.
Just recently in Guadalajara, I stayed at this beautiful apartment, and the only reason why we did that is because you have to get a taste of what that success is gonna be like.
Yeah.
With the nice view,
Yeah,
dude, it was a beautiful apartment. It was out of our budget. We did it anyways.
It's like
Me and the
inspires
cousins-
you.
Yeah, and I woke up and I was like, Adrian, just be ready, man, because
It's gonna be the life.
dude, you're gonna wake up to so many more of these.
Yeah. These days.
mornings.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put my money down in investments, and that's where I save it. Not necessarily in the bank account, because in the bank account your money never fluctuates with the economy. Como por ejemplo el dólar se evalúa, se sube y lo que sea. Entonces I get something and I put it in a piece of land where that land is going to flex with the economy. If economy goes up, the piece of land goes up. If the economy goes down, the piece of land goes down. But
either way, you're not losing because
it's holding its value.
Yeah.
It's like when you buy gold.
Yeah.
That's why people would tell you back in the day, buy gold.
Yeah.
Because you would hold your money in gold.
Depreciate.
And gold goes with the waves of the economy.
Yeah.
So yeah, going back to the reason why I started, the first investment I ever did was $250. That's where I started, $250, and I started investing into this company that takes investors. They buy houses and then they put them on Airbnb. They do everything for you, and you just get a payout of how much they make in the month of the houses. That was my first one. The second one I started investing was my parents' property here in the States. I took over the property. I remodeled it. I later on started renting it out, making a little bit of cash flow from that. And the house actually had a couple loans on it from when my parents were having a hard time. And so they took out some loans from the house. I paid those off, and I am now making a couple bucks from the house. And then those couple bucks, I then started throwing to Mérida, Yucatán. And the reason why I bought in Mérida, Yucatán was because I also met a friend online.
Listen to this part.
Yeah, she was. she's a good girl.
It's like you're thinking ahead. You're
Yeah.
thinking ahead of why you actually purchased that.
Yeah. So this girl is a good girl, right? And for a while we started talking, and she was like, Mérida has so many things to offer. It's beautiful, this and that. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna start looking at Mérida because I really didn't even know where I was on the map, dude.
It's kind of like what, an hour away from Cancun?
It's 2.5 hours from Cancun, but they're actually building a bullet train. So it's gonna be around an hour away from Mérida or from Yucatan, from Cancun. Mm. So, anyways, back in the day, me and this girl didn't pan out. No biggie. I kept on looking at the market, dude. I kept on looking at the market, and this guy who did a podcast was saying que lo que le pasó a Cancún le pasó a Tulum, y lo que le está pasando a Tulum is gonna happen to Mérida, Yucatan. So I was like, that's where the market is going. That's where I need to invest. That girlfriend that you talked about in my YouTube videos, her dad in Guadalajara, he bought a property outside of Guadalajara. And when he bought it, there was no houses there. There was nothing to show for. 10 years later, dude, his property went up to skies, and that's one of the most sold places in Guadalajara right now. And I was like, I got to do the same thing. I'm gonna buy outside of Mérida, Yucatan. The city's gonna grow, and then my property's going up in value. And the reason why I did it too is because the money that I was making from the house here is now being invested over there, and it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You live a broke life, you invest, and sooner or later you have a lot of shit laying around.
Wow.
And that's is that what you were?
Yeah.
Yeah, where I was going.
Yeah. Not only that, but like it's like on the beachfront as well too, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually 8 minutes away from the beach and 12 minutes away from the city. So like I'm in the middle of both.
So here within the next, I don't know, 3-4 years, I also want to get a piece of land right next to where he's at. That way you can help me with that.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on like how fast you want to make the investment, but I mean this one, dude, I'm only paying $160 a month, right? And those
really?
those $160 bucks a month are like what you spend out going out and like doing like at the club or something. I don't know.
A night.
Yeah, like a veces voy a la Charreria, bro. I spend $250 over a weekend, right? So as long as you budget those $160 that are going towards that, and you're an investor, so there's a risk you are running, because as an investor you're giving your money to people, you're trusting them for them to hopefully build this development, this gated community. But they also gave me like 4 years with 0% APR, so zero interest, zero nothing. So I'm literally paying the principal, and that's just a way of like. To give you one more example is you're not buying the property, you're buying your time. Why? Because there's a lot of teenagers out there, or there's a lot of people in their 20s that are partying it up. And this is a lot of like people, and I want to say girls too, that this is a red flag for me. There's the girls that are like, oh, I'm in my 20s, like right now is the time to party it up and enjoy my life and blah, blah, blah. Comes their 30s, and I've gone out with 30-year-olds, and they're like, yeah, I haven't done anything with my life, I'm trying to settle down. Like, what do you mean you're trying to settle down? You're 30 years old, man. Like, what do you mean?
You're fucking 40, mate.
God damn it. You know? And I'm like, well, it was nice meeting you, you know?
Yeah.
It goes back to,
dude, I'm sorry.
dating these bummy girls, bro. Like, you can't.
I'm working my ass off.
Yeah.
So many years, and I'm trying to offer something good. And if you don't have something to offer, I'm sorry. But, like, I thankfully have options.
Yeah.
Because of my work.
Yeah.
And so you're buying years. You're not buying the property. And here's why. Alonso, when you're 26 right now?
27.
27. Okay. You buy this property right now. I know you. You can probably pay this property off by when you're 30 if you really tell yourself, like, if that's really your goal because of your business or whatever you're doing. When you're 30 and you meet someone and you want to start building a house at that property, because now it's gonna be your beach house. You're gonna start building your house, and you're gonna start building los planos, because in Mexico you have to customize your house and stuff like that. Not all the time, but most of the time you do, because I'm actually customizing another property that I'm gonna start building in 2025. It takes you about maybe 2 years to plan, to get the arquitecto to sit down, to see what you want. So now you're 32. It takes you another maybe 2 years to build your house. By the time you're 35, you might go and enjoy your place, right? Because you can't speed up the process sometimes, because people have their lives and they have things they have to do. Yeah. So what happens if you just settle down at 30 and you just bought the property at 30? Now you're taking another 3 years to pay it off. Now you're 33. Now you're taking another 2 years to build it. Now you're you're 35. And then you might settle in when you're 36. And on the other hand, you buy it when you're 27, you pay it off when you're 30, and when you're 32, you're enjoying it. So you're buying years. You're not buying the property itself. When you buy a, let's say, $100,000 house here in the U.S. and you're 20, you have say what?
No, I was gonna say, which is rare now.
Yeah, now it's
$100,000
just for easy numbers, right?
Yeah.
$100,000. If you have a 30-year mortgage on that, you might cut it down to 15 if you refinance, and now you're gonna have a house by the time you're 35. Buy a house when you're 40. How long is it gonna take you to pay that off? Right? You're gonna be 55, and now you don't have the energy to go out and enjoy your life because the money that you had when you were younger and the energy,
it's not there no more.
It's not there anymore. So you might be 55 and you paid off your house if you really wanted to, but you don't have the energy to now travel because now you actually have the money. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Adrian number 3 is just thinking about buying the years, and then Adrian number 2 is coming and working, and number 1 is just enjoying. Or number 3, sorry.
That's cool you broke it down like that, because a lot of people maybe get confused with like, oh, I have to be this certain way at all times. I can't have this side of me. I can't have this side of me. And that's like when you struggle to really find who you are and what sides of you exist. You know?
I think it's at the end of the day, it's all about having balance within your life. For example, you got the three Adrians. I think
there's like 10 Ians, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's a freaky one. Nah, just kidding.
A freaky one, a horny one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But time is precious.
Time is very precious. And we appreciate you for your time, bro, honestly.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You dropped some gems for real. I feel like a lot of people are going to take away from this shit. I think this is the one of the only interviews we've done where like it's a lot of like educated shit. Like we took a lot from this one. Yeah, a lot of knowledge in this episode, guys. So
I hope it wasn't boring because I like your guys' stuff. I like your guys' stuff because sometimes you're having a low day, bro, and you just want to laugh with you guys.
Yeah,
right. I just want to laugh with you guys.
Yeah,
and like have a good time. This time maybe you brought me on, and I'm more of a serious communicator type of thing. That's my brand.
Yeah,
but off camera, you're funny.
You think so?
Yeah. Dude,
Why?
You're just funny.
It's different.
It's just different when people actually know you. You're funny.
I think
you're
I'm the opposite of that girl that we were just talking about. She's funny on camera, and then behind she's more serious.
It's more serious.
And
I feel that's how I am a little bit.
I'm the.
Nah, never mind.
Nah, you see what you get.
What you see what you get.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No,
speaking about traveling, are you ready for your upcoming trip?
Yeah, well, this fool, he texted me like 3 times already. He's like, "You're back in the gym." I'm like, Alonso, I just got back from vacation. I'm trying to get my momentum back.
I'm chilling, bro.
Because I texted him, I was like, are you going to the gym?
Yeah.
Are you at the gym?
No, and that's why you keep...
I'm just trying to keep you...
accountable.
Yeah.
And I love that, dude. And I appreciate that. 100. Before every trip, dude, there's a process, bro. The people think I just go on a trip. Nah, dude, there's a process.
Gotta be.
This Colombia trip that we've been...
Panama.
Yeah, Colombia y Panama City. Dude, we've been planning it for a while now. And well, I'm gonna backtrack one. I'm gonna backtrack to the Mexico one. Before going to Mexico, dude, there's a timeline. There's a timeline when I'm in the gym and I'm going hard because I want to be in good shape because I'm going to be on camera. There's a timeline of when I'm working with my sponsors, when they need to give me the products, when I need to shoot. There's a timeline of when I'm getting tickets, reservations, get there, record. And then, see, this trip, I was able to do Adrian number 2 and Adrian number 1. And I was able to switch, and I was like, oh, dude, I enjoyed it so much, man.
Yeah.
But there's a process. Why? Because, dude, I want to be in shape by the time I get to the trip, depending if it's a beach trip, if it's a winter trip, I don't have to worry about so much. But if it's on the beach and I have to be looking good, now I'm working with my nutritionist. And this is the thing that people don't see. Behind me, there's around 5 people that work with me. There's a nutritionist, there's a singing coach, there's a psychologist, and then there's a graphic designer, and then there's a marketing expert.
Okay.
The nutritionist I hit up, and I'm like, hey, we're 3 months outside the trip. This is what we need to do. Well, she asked me, she's like, what's the goal? I'm like, this is what we need to do. She's like, all right, just follow my diet, work out, and do your thing. Boom, that's done. The psychologist is only if I ever feel like mentally I need it. The singing coach is something that I'm taking lessons for because I need it. I'm gonna need it in the future. Graphic design is only if like I ever need like, designs or brands, or if we're coming out with a new drop or whatever. Marketing is when I get stuck. Hey, dude, I'm stuck. I don't know where I'm going with this. Help me out. This Colombia trip, I was already planning. We have the tickets. We don't have the hotels and stuff. But now I'm looking at the timeline, and I'm looking at, okay, in 3 months before the trip, that's when I'm going to start preparing myself. That's when I'm going to start dieting. That's when I'm going to start, looking at maybe the hotels and stuff. I told you I met the other person from Colombia, the girl who rides horses and has a business over there. I asked you if you were open enough to maybe go interview her.
That'd
maybe
be cool.
she shows us Colombia,
Yeah,
she already sent me the list I sent you, remember?
Yeah.
She already sent me a big old list of things we should probably do. And that's the thing that I'm like, damn, I love this, because the locals tell you what you're doing.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna have to cut it short, because next month I'm going to Arizona to go collab with this new TikToker that I met. And now tomorrow we start in our routine, where we wake up, we cook ourselves breakfast. We're not going out and eating. We're going to the office. We're getting our job done. 5 hits the fan. We're out. We're eating. 7:30 or 7 o'clock, we have singing lessons till 8:30. 8:30, I'm out the door putting on my shoes. I'm at the gym by 9. I get home by 10:30, take a shower, go to sleep, do it again on Tuesday.
Okay.
So yeah, this upcoming trip, I'm excited. But so I'll go
It's gonna be good.
to Arizona, and then we'll do the trip of Colombia.
Let me know how the BBLs are all over there, bro.
Dude, I've heard there's
a different game.
There's a
Different world out there for
there's
sure.
a lot of surgeries over there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll have to ask,
Yeah, go see what's up.
and maybe we can shoot. I was telling Lonso, maybe we can shoot some content for y'all too.
Yeah, you guys should. That'd be awesome.
Some street interviews,
Yeah, that'd be really good. That'd be great.
Just random stuff, because we can just take a little lapel mic and we can record on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Just be interviewing some people and stuff. And this was pretty good looking, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll get some
He's
Colombian
good
girls.
too. He's good with the street interviews too.
Some papacito.
For real, some mamachotas.
Damn, pero te pegan ahí, ¿no? Que
Al
be honest,
revés-
bro.
Al revés, yo pego.
Ay.
Nah, no te creas.
Ay.
Nah, no te creas.
Ay.
Nah, she's cool. My girl's cool. She's really cool.
What,
honestly.
you guys clicked? You
Yeah,
guys clicked?
off the bat. It stopped? Oh shit, stop. Huh? Just right now? Did it turn off up? Let me see. I think it just
dead or
turned
not
off.
dead?
Went on for a while.
Yeah, it was at 1 hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it's because there's no more space.
Oh, the SD card?
Yeah, this deep.
Well, here, just come right here and let's do the outro.
Get on your lap. Let me sit on your
All right, go ahead.
All right, Mama Shotas, the camera died. This is the end of this episode. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate you for
No,
coming
thank
on.
Don't leave me hanging, brother.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
We're going to give out besitos to the Mama Shotas. 1, 2, 3. Mwah.
Wait, should we do a final prayer to close out the interview?
Get it.
Because Alonso says I'm funny and I haven't showed that
Go,
side.
go.
Where's your brindis, or do you have something to drink? Where's your water? Yeah. Maybe Ian, you can come over here and do a final. Look, this is like my last shot. Cho. Un brindis.
Brindis para
Sí.
las nalgas.
Sí. Ave María. You have to repeat after me.
Ave María.
Ave María.
Ave María.
Ave María.
Yo no quería.
Yo no quería.
Ay, Padre nuestro.
Ay, Padre nuestro.
Qué bueno está esto.
Qué bueno está esto.
Maldito tequila.
Maldito tequila.
Bendito tormento.
Bendito tormento.
¿Por qué estás afuera?
Porque estás afuera.
Vamos para adentro.
Vamos para adentro.
Estiro la mano.
Tira la mano.
Encojo el codo.
Cojo el
Encojo el
codo.
codo.
Y a salud de todos.
Saludos a todos.
Me lo chingo todo.
Me lo chingo a todos.
Un saludo y adiós.
Adiós, Mama Shotas. Mwah.
Chao. You have to make the voice. Chao.
Qué rico quema.